Alright, welcome back. I know I took a few days off. Reasons. A lot of different reasons. Uh, Initially I was feeling okay, so it wasn't that. But, oh, the annual Steam sale thing was actually just ended, today, a few hours ago. I stocked up on a whole. I got every game at Steam basically. Some of course that I already had, which is always fun. So, what did I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got like they had Rise of Nations, which I've got on disc from close to 20 years ago. But it's, you have to find the disc and then, probably, convince the computer the disc exists even though it's not in there, because who wants a disc in the thing all the time? Oh, various other stuff. I was done too, and then Hunter came in and was like, "Do you know Steam have Oddworld?" Like the new one. I didn't even really know there was a new one. But apparently there was, so I got every Oddworld game all at once. I put it in the stairs. I was close, thinking it could go over here. It would have been a bit weird. It would have actually come up against this. But the ceiling, well, actually the floor down here is off by one. Looking at 11. I'm on, to the extent that I'm on 12 is because I'm looking at 12 right now. Well, I'm looking, 13. That's 12. That's what I'm thinking when I'm on 12. That means lava typically ends up a meter beneath me. I don't care. I haven't taken out the ceiling in here because that's going to take weeks. But I did get the ceilings all out of the way. Or the, there was a couple of... There was just headroom in here, and now it's 4 meters tall. So when I want to cut it in, that was massively boring. It's part of the reason I've been gone for a while. One thing I kind of want to do is, the more I think about this, the more I think, oh, that is so not what I wanted. How did that, I don't even care. I've got enough of these. It seems like I could probably have one at each, floor. Anyway, so I got a bunch of Steam games. And, the first thing I grabbed was, Roller Coaster Tycoon from like 1999. I think it's really old. But, and I have it, I do have it, I have it on my desk, on disc. Which is a funny story. Hunter was looking for, something, a scarf? I don't know. And no one, and they don't make them like they used to, and they don't now. It's some kind of weird silk something, because her hair was all, broken. It was, every time she went to sleep, she'd wake up and it was tangled into this, Gordian mess that, I'm not helping myself anymore. So she wanted a scarf, and her idea was to go to, it was one of the, what was it, Ark? Yeah. So Goodwill, but not. And they would have that sort of something a little skeevy about getting, a scarf for your head at a secondhand store, unless it's a Raspberry Beret, I guess. But that's what she wanted. That's what happened. So I'm so lost right now. That looks right. Are we alone? Are we gonna have problems? Cool. Okay. Just give me that, actually. That'll be easy enough. Why don't you believe me when I say things? I don't know what I wasn't even looking at the screen, so I don't know what happened. I think all the lights are in place. So all I really need to do is, this. Which is also boring, but it's what I'm doing today. And I figured, it's something I could do for the sake of having an episode, I guess. But there is the whole other thing where I was busy. Yeah, well, busy. I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah, I got the... It was like $2 for... Hang on, I've got it right here. I think the price tag is still on it. That's the expansion. What's this one? Yeah, $2.99 at Furniture Elect Audio. Apparently is the name of the store. I thought it's Arc. I don't know what the tags are like. Never even... Well, it's been opened. It's used. Never even got it out of the case, though. It just... I was trying to guess whether I was going to run into a lot of problems trying to install it on a, Windows 10 machine from, well, half of it's from 2018. And it just occurred to me to, like, glance at Steam, and they happened to have it. And that was, like, at the beginning of this, whenever the sale... Well, it was after the last episode, so I don't know when the sale started. Anyway, grabbed it for yet another $2. It was actually cheaper at Steam than it was... I mean, I still got the disc sitting here. I regret nothing. But, in point of fact, I got the entire RCT and then all of the expansions that were ever released for it. So now it's just sitting here on my... Pretty much on my computer, because where else would it be? So I got that. And I was playing that for a couple of days. Then I did get a headache. And then it occurred... so like the last time... It's because I stopped for a bit. I knew I wasn't here anymore. The last time I disappeared, and no one noticed because it was... I was like 8 months ahead on filming these things. Was it Halloween? I did a... an episode back in October, like the 29th or something. And then just backed away from this map because it had been announced that 113 was coming out, and I thought that would be better to deal with. And then, of course, I had all of these episodes waiting to upload. So I did that over a few months and then got them all. And it would have been so perfect. I had it absolutely right. My hunch was I would get done right at the beginning of June, and the and 113 should be out right at the end of May. It just made sense, and it woulda, but they ran into problems. So officially, it was supposed to be May the 30th. We found out eventually, but here it is, July the 5th, and it's still not out because they're just having trouble, which I suppose could happen. I had a point. Oh! So now I'm not, playing Minecraft. Back at the end of October. Not doing anything. I'm just gonna, not do anything. That's my plan, is just do nothing. And I almost got away with it, but for you damn kids. So, there's this NaNoWriMo thing. A lot of people know about it. It's probably not news. I don't think I'm supposed to be part of it because it seems like there's actually a contest. I never actually enter it. It's not like I don't upload things to let people track word counts or whatever. I do, but not like that. I do, I don't know why. It seems like it'll be easier if I'm going from this direction. Oh, I never officially enter this thing. I just kind of... I'll write a book and mention once a day or so what the word count currently is. And of course, this is another reason I suspect I'm not supposed to be part of this. Is it's for amateurs. I think the contest is you've never written anything, or at least never released anything, published anything. And they, millions will enter, and 10 lucky kids, whatever, get a contract of some kind. Not deadline, there is a deadline, it's the end of November. But the, goal of it, there's a better word for it, I can't think what it is. Writer. Hi. You're supposed to hit like 50,000 words. They call that a novel. I personally disagree. I mean, to me, a novel, a really, really amazingly short novel would be like 60,000 words. To my thinking, that would be 200 and odd pages. That never happens, you know, when I do something. So anyway, yeah, I got away from games and doing this sort of thing. I wasn't going to do anything, and then, you know, November the 1st, I'm just sitting around doing not anything, which is, you know, not like I have nothing better to do. I just don't want to do anything. I just, no. But that lasted 21 hours. So like 9 p.m., November the 1st, 2017, I started. And this is awkward because, and I'm speaking of word counts, so I have a whole bunch of computers. I mean, you know, especially depending how loosely you define computer. I've got this thing I'm on, which, you know, works pretty well for writing stuff down. It's got a keyboard attached to it. It's cool. I've got a primary laptop. I've got other laptops I don't like very much. I've got primary phone, and then other phones. I actually wrote a book once on a Motorola Q9C, which is a smartphone before the term really caught on. It was before the iPhone. It was a it was like a Palm Pilot one, whatever those were, BlackBerry. It wasn't a BlackBerry, it was Motorola, but yeah, I actually banged out a book on this miserable little, mostly just to see if I could do it. I've never tried anything quite that stupid before. It worked out. That actually was a fairly short book, because it was hard to, you know, type. It wasn't hard to write, just physically typing it out was kind of not easy to do, but it got done, so why not? That one's on my, you know, CV at this point, I guess, if I need a CV for anything, which to date I never have. So anyway, and then you know, tablets and, yeah, phones that I've moved on from, but still have phones from the 90s. I mean, the Motorola Microtac, that you know, kind of flip phone that was not unlike the phones I had in the X-Files, despite the StarTAC being out somewhere during the run of that show. Never made sense to me. Why are the FBI using phones that are 10 years old? Okay, so I got all these ways to get online, is what I'm saying. Or, you know, at least, yeah, I could Wi-Fi with a lot of them. So I thought, well, historically I've written books just in Word and then upload the file to my server. And then, like 2010, I got the bright idea that I could actually just write a book in WordPad, or not WordPad, the other one, WordPress, and just not, you know, don't hit publish, just use it to keep it as a draft. Because I'm good with hypertext, so I can just do that, and then I've got a, and hypertext is actually pretty much what Kindle books are written in, or at least it was. I mean, now we've got better, or at least more WYSIWYG button pressing software like Calibre, which I think I have. Maybe not. I rebuilt the computer with the new stuff recently-ish, and apparently I haven't got Calibre in the tray. I don't think it's on the computer. It doesn't matter, I don't need it just this minute. I will need it, I think. Anyway, so I got the bright idea this time, you know, what if I just wrote it into, like, docs.google.com? So I did. Did you know you can't write a book in docs.google.com? You physically can, I mean, sorta, but after about 400 pages, it's just miserable. It gets to the point that if you hit a key, any key to add a letter to, you know, a letter, not a word, just a letter, it'll actually hesitate and have to think for like 1.5 or 2 seconds. It's just stupid. So yeah, I did that anyway. That was in November, and I wasn't sure at the time what I thought. I'm still not entirely sure what I thought of the results of this thing. But that's actually, I was lurking there at docs.google.com. So I'm sitting there playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and having a headache and not doing anything important, and remembered I had that thing lurking there like from 7 months ago. So I opened that up, and again, you cannot have that. You can't have 180,000 words in a docs.google.com.doc thing. It's, it just doesn't, damn it to hell. It is not, it doesn't work. So I actually had to chop it. It's the way the book is structured. It's possible to chop it up into like thirds. It's a thing. Yeah, I guess you'll get that later, probably, if I release it. It's got nothing to do with this. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. It's a little, Minecraft the novel. It's not, but that would be goofy to do like a Minecraft fanfic. I'm sure it's been done though. But the guy in the story is, when he starts at the beginning of the story, near the beginning of the story, he's a game designer. So, Minecraft is actually mentioned in the book as one of the ones he didn't write, obviously enough. Oh, well, whatever, I have stairs now. I'm going to need, I could probably, in fact, since I've lost a couple of things I'd like to have. Where are we on slimy guys? Somewhere I actually dropped one of these things. The stone bricks. I might as well have it back if I can. Anyway, I don't see it. I don't know where it wound up. That's okay, I've got more. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this novel sitting here with like, 600 pages, 180,000, something like that, 190. It's, for most people, it's probably a pretty long book. For me, it's about average. I've managed to get books written in like 300 or 400 pages, but I've also gone over 1,000. So it's a thing. Anyway, I'm still, I'm still looking through. I read through it the first day, and it's like, okay, that's not as awkward as I thought it might be. I never like anything I write, especially right away. But, if I look at it a few months later or even years later, it's like, okay, that didn't suck. I guess, if you, insist. Anyway. Oh, damn, I just noticed. Give me that. Yeah, sure. Let's get rid of that. And, what's that? Oh, it's the fire. Okay. I guess I have room for that now. So yeah, I read through it, made sure it was all there, and just to get kind of a sense, like, if I hadn't written it, if it was just a book I was reading, it's like, okay, yeah, this is okay, I like it. So now I'm going through more, and, despite what I might think is potentially good about it, I'm just catching, and again, you hit a key and it shows up a couple seconds later, so there's typos in it. And, what am I done with that? And I want at least, just give me that. And then if you can give me some of these, that would be cool. And we'll just leave that there for now. So yeah, that's been most of the rest of the downtime is just reading through it really a word at a time and thinking whether that is the right word, and then whether it's the right word in relation to what is it? I don't care. Yeah, no, this must be what I'm... Yeah, this is where I am. Yeah, okay. Oh, which... Yeah, I gotta remember that's there. Oh, yeah. The, Okay, give me that. That makes sense to me. Oh, I could have had more. It doesn't matter. What? Anyway. So I'm, looking that over and factoring. Is that all, like... There's no... There's that. I don't know why I would care that much about stuff under the stairs, but apparently I'd like it to be right. Oh, no, yeah, it does make sense. It's not under the stairs, it was this. Yeah, that works. So yeah, I'm working on going through and getting it for sure okay, and then assuming that if I don't change my mind, it's like, never mind, this does suck, which I've done. I've written more that I haven't released than stuff that I have. On the bright side, especially these days, I'm in the position where I don't have to care what other people think. It used to be I had to care and then still didn't, but that was a different method. But with, at this point I can just release something directly through Amazon.com for the Kindle. And then people can just get it or not. I don't have to worry about what a literal legacy publisher personally thinks if they, market analysis and whatever. Whether it's the right book at the right time, and and then of course they're greedy people. They're greedy people who don't let me have a whole bunch of money. I mean, what's that about? Technically they do, it's just less whole bunch of money. And which is fair, they got a whole bunch of people working, and then you got the bookstores, which at this point is more singular because there's really only Barnes & Noble left. We've lost Borders, and well, everything else was just owned by Borders and Barnes & Noble, like Walden Books, B. Dalton. Can't think of any other bookstores that there used to be, really. I mean, there were bookstores. There's like Tattered Cover here in town is independent. There's a big one in Portland, which, that's the sort of thing where you also find used books. There's a pretty big place in Des Moines called Thackeray's. That was like 30 years ago. I don't know if they still have that. I haven't been there in a while. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that, yeah, if I want to release this, nothing much can stop me, I guess. Yeah, I can't think of anything that really could practically stop me. I'd find a way to do it. So I've got that, and I'm thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, so I just bought the hell everything at the Steam sale. I got, I mentioned her, I led with that, right? That she came in, and yeah, so I got all of it. I got the new Oddworld, new being like 3 years old. I didn't even know it was a thing. I haven't looked at that one yet. But I'm looking at it, and for 50% more or so, I can get all of the, there was no season pass per se, but there was assorted DLC, including just a copy of the original from 1997, so I went with that, and then I actually just picked up everything Oddworld they had, so, which is all redundant. I've got it all for like the Xbox, but not using an Xbox if I'm sitting right here. I'm doing this, so now I have more games to distract me from writing books. That'll be fun. And then, oh, I picked up pretty much everything Fallout. Actually, I don't think I did. I don't think I got, like, the first 2. I may have. I'm not even sure now. I just bought everything I saw. But I'm all caught up to, like, Fallout 4 now. Grabbed, I know I got other stuff. Obviously. Seriously, I got so much I'd have to go look at the emails and see what the hell I just did. I know I got a bunch of the little badge thingies that you get for every 10 bucks you spend, they give you one. So that tells me something. Tells me I should probably release a book. I got, like... I got Rise of Nations. Which I may have mentioned already. Which, again, I have on disc, but, then you have to find the disc. Oh, I don't know, I got a bunch of stuff. So, you know, well, and I'm leading up to a point with this, sort of. We don't have 113 yet. And this is going to be episode 99. And I wouldn't hate it if the next episode, you know, being 100, I don't have to worry about whether it is, it just will be. But for the 100th episode, I kind of wanted to do just a walkthrough episode, you know, because we've... Just assuming that, you know, strangely enough, anyone tripping across this isn't going back and watching the first 100 episodes. I guess I could see that being possible. Because that would be like 50... Well, actually a little more than 50 hours of just watching stuff, because I never seem to get done in half an hour. On the topic, where are we? 27. Of course we are. So anyway, I kind of want to just do a walkthrough. The downside is a walkthrough at the moment is a bit dangerous. Well, it's not dangerous, but it's irksome, because any biome or any unloaded chunk that I happen to walk into and load is going to be a chunk that's never going to be 113. I mean, it's not like I'd walk into the chunk and it would just suddenly go back to 112, but if I go into the ocean, I'm not going to get all the water plants and sunken ships and whatever. I'll probably get the Wentworths, the drowned zombies. I don't see why I wouldn't, and the fish as objects and whatever. But you know, so I don't want to have to, in the end, whenever we actually get 113, I'd like to be able to get, I don't want to have to go that far from home, from here, to find biomes with, you know, basically find new biomes, all the new stuff. I'd like to be able to, I guess with the wings it doesn't matter as much, but anyway, my plan, and it's loose, is do this today, explain what's about to happen, which I guess is what I'm up to now, and then just go disappear into... we just got pre-release 6 a couple days ago, so I can't imagine it's going to be too much longer. I think they're in the final stretch in terms of getting the bugs out of the code. And we should be seeing 113 probably, I would say sometime this month. I can't imagine it would make it to August without happening. So, yeah, I guess that's sort of my current plan, is I'll do this right now for the next couple of minutes. Probably finish doing this on my own. I don't see a need to film putting in the floor. It's just not that important to anything. And then once we get 113, I'll come back, you know, make sure I've got a backup file. I always have a backup file. Almost always. There have been a couple of exceptions, and we know all about that. So. And then we can do the walkthrough once we have 113, which will, A, not load anything I don't want to load. I mean, if we load something into 113 that we haven't been in, we're going to know it right away. Because it's seriously, it's literally the most complicated update they've ever had. It's more, we're getting more stuff in this one update than we've ever gotten, like any two updates combined. It's huge. 1.8 was pretty big, and then, you know, we got 119 was combat, wasn't it? Or, yeah, 19. What did I just say? I don't know. The point is, it's massively changing. It's not changing the game, it is, but it's not... I don't think it's breaking the game. It's going to do a couple of things I'm not thrilled about so far, but I guess I'll get used to it. Like what I'm doing... Well, no, what I'm doing right now I'll still be able to do it. You know, if it were torches in my left hand, I wouldn't be able to set them down right here, which annoys me a bit. But I guess I'll probably... And then you can't do the quick breath. You can't do the... You can't breathe underwater by using a bucket anymore. That's going to really annoy me. On the other hand, I've got this, so at least in this map I should be okay. Yeah, it's 31 minutes. Alright, so I'll go here. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do, is just upload this, do what I'm doing off camera for a while. When 113 comes out, I'll come back in and we'll do a combination walkthrough, see what, you know, see what's different, what's broken. You know, I can't wait to see what kind of changes to redstone dynamic, or there's going to be fluid dynamic issues. I mean, that's the whole point of oceanic, aquatic update, aquatic, whatever, I don't care, is they're going to be making a little bit of changes to that sort of thing. Which is okay, I think, mostly. But I want to see what the changes are, and that, you know, I might as well find out with... I might as well record finding out is what I'm saying. You can watch along as I get probably kind of angry at a few things, and we see what happens as a result, so... Anyway, that's my plan. In a week or a month, whenever the hell this happens, I'll just see you then. We'll look through the whole world as I've got it, see what's broken about it, see what's better about it, all of that sort of thing. And that'll be the next, the walkthrough video, I guess. So, alright, I'll just see you then. So, bye.